Day 485, still alive. Day rating was an 8. Got back from Prescott and the whole Prescott day. So, yeah, was a day late yesterday. I'm back at the apartment today, back in my own bed, back on schedule. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh my gosh. What did we start? So, we got up and went for a little pup walk. Let her kind of run around in the backyard. Then took her for a little walk. Probably gone for half an hour altogether. So she got her usual walk time in. Came back, was watching TV with my dad a little bit. We're watching Act of Valor, which he was thrilled about. He's like, I've seen this movie 3 or 4 times in 3 weeks. It's really good. It's really intense. And I'm like, okay, so we watched it. And like, okay, it's a it's like a war movie. They're trying to recover someone. They recover someone, and they have to go do some other things, and then oh my gosh, just a lot of they had to they kind of everything. It was like an act of terrorism, but they said we're gonna make 9/11 look like child's play, and I was like, geez, like that's just crazy to think about. I don't want to think about it, but again, it's a movie. But it was in the end a nice little thing. It said dedicated to all those who were served and or who helped serve and lost their lives and that kind of a thing in the end. So that was nice, and they played the credits nice and slow, so you could read all the names. I would say maybe there's 100 names on there, close to there. I didn't count them, but just guessing. So that was cool, and we saw some endings of some other movies. We didn't finish Lost City. I forgot to mention that. I totally passed out. So I woke up at some time, and my dad was trying to walk the pup one last time. And I was like, she's fine, kind of like, just go to bed. I'm tired. I was tired. I could not stay awake. And I didn't sleep too well. I slept on the couch. I was going to try to sprawl out the width of the couch, but the pup had the 2/3, and I had the reclining section. So I just tried to keep moving my side to like curl up on a ball, lounge out on the left, curl up on the right, and then my neck's kind of sore, and my back is sore, and that's one thing I noticed on the drive back. Is like my back is aching. Probably not a good combo with the golfing, but I think that between the two, probably tweaked out the back. But golfing was fun. My younger brother came into town. He's been golfing a lot. He's been really enjoying it. He picked me up from my brother's dad's house. Brother slash dad's house. Long, weird story. It was my dad's house. Now it's my brother's. So, yeah. And we drove up. We're chatting a little bit. We get there. My mom and stepdad are there. They got there maybe 5 minutes before we did, and got us all checked in. They got a cart. I went and picked up our golf cart. We played the south. What do you call it? The south, not south end. The south section of the Antelope golf course. Yeah, and had a fun time. It was kind of funny because last time the wind picked up, and this time the wind was twice as bad. So it made for a fun time. But the crazy thing is, my younger brother, he's like the front nine. Like I played the best 9 holes I've had in my life so far. So he did great, and after that, shortly after, it kind of fell apart. But he was playing really solid golf, like really good. So it was cool to see him play well and get his opinion on things. And he gave me a couple of good pieces of good advice with what to hit. And I hit really well. Assuming I hit it, there was a couple times where I was doing well. I had like 3 or 4 good shots, and like 3 or 4 bad shots, 3 or 4 good shots. It was just all over. But I did get my first par 4 second one right after that. So I was just like, holy cow. And then it went downhill and then almost came back up and then just to kind of stay down. So that was kind of the highlight for myself. I got my first par on the course, par 4. And then got the next one, which was par 4 as well. I seem to notice like I have a decent drive. I'm a decent chipper. So if it gets in the bunker, I'm not too bad at chipping it out. Or just chipping it kind of on the green. I had one really good shot where I chipped it really well on the green and I was only about 8 to 10 feet away. And it just, yeah. That was the one I made the par on. I was like, holy cow. And so I think all those years of doing putt-putt paid off today. So that was fun. And only got it in the lake 3 or 4 times, so that's okay, it's gonna happen. But we had a good time. Then we went to Red Robin afterwards, and they were, I guess, kind of busy. We normally get the fry fills, or at least I do. I'm all about the fry fills. That's one of the main reasons I like to go. And I went, and we ordered the food, and they said, oh, and can we also start out with a few of the fry fills? So they normally just bring out a basket of the French fries for you or the table to share, depending on how many people there are, whatever. She's like, okay, I will put them in, but they have been coming out really slow, so just a heads up. And I was like, thank you. I didn't have to tell us that, but we appreciate it. Unfortunately, we didn't get any fry fills until after our food got there. And then I had asked, so someone else had brought out the food and said, like, anything else I could do for you? And said, oh, can we get a few of the fry fills? And they said, you know what, we got some busy, I can't remember exactly what he said. He said they were busy, but he said, okay, he just said, we got a lot going on in the kitchen right now, so I'll see what I can do, but, kind of said, don't hold your breath. And so just help verify it, especially after our server had already mentioned it. So we were just kind of more hopeful that maybe they had figured anything out that they were trying to get worked out. So yeah, we had a good time, had good food, came back. The pup had a fun story. So my dad took her for a walk right when me and my younger brother left for golfing. Came back, and he's like, yeah, we were gone about an hour and a half, and he said they went up to the little lake and crossed the street, and she's like, yeah, she was kind of pulling the whole way. She was excited to go. We stopped and got water about every 10-15 minutes. Got her in the shade. She was panting a little bit, but she was a trooper. She kept going. But he said right when he got back, she seemed fine, and then she kind of like looked at me and then found her little spot on the couch and was just he said that my dad said that Gamomo had passed out for an hour and a half straight, and the only reason he got up, or that she got up, was because my niece had kind of came across and shut one of the doors, and she got startled and thought that I had got back. So that was kind of funny. Then he said, yeah, she just laid back down. And so she was a good girl today. She had good fun. She got a little panicky right when we got back from the apartment. And oh my gosh, right when we got back, I was getting tired. I was like, okay, I'm ready for bed. It's, what time was it? 10:15. I was like, alright, I just want to put my stuff down, get in, do the video, go to bed. And I'm getting ready to pull in. I'm like, there's a car in my covered parking spot. Like, what the heck? And, maybe it was one thing if it was like an Uber Eats, someone just quickly dropping off, someone in and out in 4 or 5 minutes. So I drove past, like, maybe there's just a parking space just down the way. Couldn't find one. Turned around, came back towards the front to look for one. Car's still there, so kept going, turned around, came back. Oh my gosh, how far did we go? Got about halfway to the back, turned around again, and then got all the way out to the apartment complex, turned back around, came through, Car's still there, so we parked on the other side of the apartment complex, which I wasn't happy about because I did have the pup. I had her food, my bag, her bag of food, treats, and toys, and then like the shoes, her little kennel thing, and then some food that I got from my dad that from all the barbecue stuff. And so I was just carrying enough, and I actually left the kennel in the car because I didn't want to go back for it, but I had to call the towing truck company. I feel kind of bad now. I might try to call and cancel or whatever, but I don't know. I'm tired. I don't want to call in an hour and have to go out there and verify because I have to show them the card, right, to verify that it's not my car and that it's someone else's car and that they shouldn't be parking there. So I don't know. I'm just trying to settle in. I don't want to have to deal with it. But yeah, it was just frustrating to deal with that after getting back and just knowing. I mean, it's just a standard rule that if it's a covered parking, it's probably someone's parking space. Don't park there. Just find somewhere else to park. They could have parked on the side street and then walked in. There was 3 or 4 other parking spaces on the other side, But, or if there was someone else's friend here, they could have let them take their covered parking space, right? I mean, there's just a couple options. You don't have to take someone else's space for it. But that's the day. No run and no push-ups or anything. No pull-ups. Did some jump squats and some golf, and that was the fitness for the day. And I'm ready for bed. Tomorrow we're back at work, not jury duty because they switched the schedule. I still feel discombobulated about that, but that's another story. I'm gonna call it a night there. So run your life with health and happiness, and have a good night.